Hey YouTube, Chicken Chubby here with a review of the Thundercats 4-inch line, Wave 1. Released quite a bit of time ago. I love Thundercats. I think the first season was absolutely fantastic, and I just kind of wanted to dive into the reviews of these. Mostly because when I got these figures originally, I said I was going to, and then I got really busy and didn't. And I want to keep my promise for once. So, here's the entirety of Wave 1, consisting of Lion-O, Tygra, Panthro, Cheetara, Wilykit, and mumm-ra. So, let's go ahead and just kind of get these guys out of the way and go through them one by one and take a look. Alright, so let's start with Lion-O, obviously. So Lion-O, leader of the Thundercats, I guess prince of the Thundercats in some aspect. Son of the king and all that fun stuff. So here's Lion-O. The head sculpt is a little bit off to me for some reason. I don't know what it is about it exactly, but just seems a little bit off. But overall, I really like how much effort is put into these guys. There is paint on the back, so yay, Bandai didn't screw up. They all have this magnet in the back that activates various things. Nothing that really matters in this line, but it activates noises in the Thunder Tank, and some of the deluxe toys have magnet things too. So it's just a magnet. There's no chip or anything special. It's just a magnet stuck to their back. I don't have anything magnetic. He's too heavy, but you can see here he can cling to my lamp. So articulation, we've got this pin ball swivel system up here with a single joint right here at the elbow, a swivel at the hand, a ball jointed swivel thingy here at the hip. It is hindered by the guards, but it's nothing too hindersome. And then a single joint here at the elbow, or knee rather, that's not an elbow, and a slight ankle swivel right here. It can't go back and forth, the leg can, but not the ankle. So lots of movement in these guys for a small 4-inch figure. Definitely a lot more than the Benton Alien Collection line. There's waist swivels too. This is a very hard plastic guard right here, so it's not pliable in the slightest, so you're pretty much stuck. But other than that, pretty decent figure overall. He does come with a claw shield and Sword of Omens in compact form, so that can just peg right onto his arm. It's held in there mostly by friction, and I found when it has the Sword of Omens in there, it is very difficult to actually peg in. It can. It's just very, very hard. In fact, it won't even do it for me. So, but it can do that, I promise. And then, of course, the little Sword of Omens can pop right out. He can't hold that. So it can be all thunder, Thundercats, ho, and stuff. And just like I have this problem all the time. With Bandai of America weapons, they're all made of a soft rubber, plastic type thing. And it's so pliable, and it tends to stick when it's in a certain position for a long time. So if you store these in bags like I do, if it gets bent in the slightest and stays there, it'll hold its shape. In this case, it came like that in the package, because of the way they package the thing. So I hate these style of weapons. I really like hard plastic weapons, but I know, so safety first, kids will poke their eye out and stuff, and all that. So there really isn't too much you can do about it. So there's the claw shield on his hand, and then he comes with a full size Sword of Omens. And there we have Lion-O. Let's just set him back here. And set his stupid accessory aside. And take a look at Tygra, the next Thundercat. So Tygra is quite a bit of a step up compared to his 80s version. He's basically fully in armor because he is a Thunderian soldier. Wow, I English well. Soldier. So he's all decked out in armor, and pretty nice looking overall. He does have this gun right here in his holster that can pop right out. So he does have like a little laser pistol kind of thing that he can't actually fire because of the way his hands are molded, but he's got one at least. And of course, Tygra wouldn't be Tygra without his whip, which I will show in a second once I get his gun back in the holster. There you go. Without his whip, it's basically like kind of like a big blue booger. But it is certainly all sorts of maneuverable. It can't hold a shape. There's no wire in it. It's just rubber. But that can plop right into his hand, as wrong as that looks. And he can wiggle around his little booger thing. I prefer him to hold one of the edges just so it doesn't kind of swing around wildly in a display. But same articulation setup as Lino, with a lot less hindrances because he doesn't have the shoulder armor problem. However, he does have a chunk of shoulder armor that isn't movable right here. So, once again, he is kind of screwed. But he doesn't have the hip problem that Lino has. Next up is Panthro, one of my personal favorites. Just because he's all big and voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, who is awesome. And same articulation setup as all the others, except this one actually has no hindrances. So hooray, Panthro. You can do the splits and everything. And he has a lower swivel right here at his boot, too. So he's got like double swivels. So he's got one extra point of articulation because he does not have waist movement. Tygra does not have waist movement either. In fact, looking at these, Lino is the only one with waist movement. But he has a little extra swivel down here, so that's fun. His nunchucks, or nunchaku, or whatever you want to call them, store right here on the back. You can pop those right out, and then give him his set of nunchaku here. They are not painted because this is a Bandai of America toy, but the details are still there, the molding shape and stuff. So he can hold those like that, since that's about the best he can do. And really nice. He's got a scar. He's got a scar in his eyes. He's got two fully painted eyes, as opposed to that one like blind eye that he's got going on in the show. But other than that, yep, good old Panthro. These guys all stand fairly well too, until we get to this chick, Cheetara. Cheetara comes with nothing but her bow, which is fine. She doesn't really need anything else, but as you can see, it suffered Bandai of America weapon syndrome, and now is sort of like a noodle as opposed to a bow staff, but oh well. And also, she doesn't really hold it well at all. It just kind of slides right through her hands. I don't know why. Got some problems going on. But anyway, articulation, same as the others in the arm aspect. There is a swivel right up here, and one right there in a single joint. There's no wrist swivel, it's up there instead. She is quite thin because she's a woman in Cheetara, and that's how she's drawn. And the magnet right here is in brown, so it looks absolutely horrid from the back, but her legs are a mess. Instead of giving her a normal hip joint system, they gave her this ridiculous 3-section swivel. So you've got a swivel right up here, and then a swivel right here, and then a swivel down there. So there's all these swivels, and you can't actually do anything decent with them. I guess you can go like that, or that's not even, no one would be able to do that ever. So Cheetara is absolutely ridiculous. Probably the worst of the figures. Not based on sculpt. Her sculpt is great. It's just you can't do anything with articulation like this. And then her legs don't have any movement, or her feet don't have any movement at all. And so they too suffered from Bandai of America toy syndrome in the fact that her legs are very soft plastic, and due to the way she was packaged, she came with like a horrible broken ankle. It's kind of sad, really, but there really isn't anything you can do about it. You could soak Cheetara in warm water and try to repose her, but I don't know, it just seems kind of disappointing. I mean, I know she's the female figure, and boys don't care about the female figure, so we don't have to put any money into making a decent figure, but whatever. Anyway, Wilykit, the male of the twins, He comes with this flying surfboard thing, and basically all this does is open up. So it's like an attack mode kind of thing. Thought there was a way to actually accomplish that. This pops out like so. It is, it's right here. So that pops out, and then these pop out. Now it's in an attack mode. Pretty pointless, really. I mean, they only included these because they're so tiny that they needed something to meet their plastic quota. Articulation-wise, he's got a little rotation on the head and a rotation on the arms, and that is it. His legs don't move in the slightest. The magnet is in his butt, so yeah. There's no waist, no leg. He's just stuck like this. He does come with these little like claw grapples that hook onto his arms like this. So Wilykit can like grapple things and go gadget hands and arms and stuff. So anyway, I don't recall these being used in the show yet. They might have been used once. I don't really remember, but they're here. I'm not particularly too fond of their little boards either. And here is Wilykit. Her board is the same exact board except done in a pinkish orange and purple, but same board. And pretty much the same mold. She's got head movement right there in a swivel, and then swiveling on the arms, and that is it. Again, on her butt, or actually it's on her little Fanny Pack thing. Is this a Fanny Pack? Yeah, his is a Fanny Pack too. It's pretty cool. Hooray. You stand there. And then last but not least, oh, she comes with her little ring flute thing. I'll give her that because that's actually fairly important to the story. So, she's got her little ring flute. She can play music with the giant stupid elephants. Then last we have Mumm-ra in mummy mode. Mumm-ra doesn't move. He's got swivels on his arms and a head rotation. But that is it. His legs are fairly soft plastic. They kind of suffered a little bit of Bandai of America toy syndrome. Here, his leg obviously got squished by something when he was in storage. But he can still stand, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose. No. He can still stand, and then he falls over. There we go. He can still stand. He's got a magnet as well, right here, even though I don't think you're ever going to really need it on this guy. Mumm-ra's little tank thing is coming out, but it comes with a Mumm-ra figure that sits in it better, so. And his little cloak can go over him, so like, I'm Mumm-ra, ever living, brr. And such like that. He comes with the Sword of Plundar, kind of all screwed up and tiny. Looks exactly like the Sword of Omens, except a little bit different. And then his claw shield-like thing right here. This doesn't hook into it as far as I remember. This doesn't fit in it at all. Well, it does. I don't think that's intentional, but... Oh, yeah, it does. It's right here. Sits right in there, and then this is supposed to plug into his arm, except it just doesn't really work all that well. And then the Sword of Plundar falls out, and then that's pointless anyway, so let's put that aside and stick Mumm-ra over here, and then refocus, and then move the camera so we can get all of them in one shot. So overall, I really do like this line. Bandai's pretty much moved to 4-inch for everything with Ben 10, Power Rangers, Thundercats line, and all that. The 4-inch line has a lot more figures coming out for it. We've got the Lizard with the Lizard Cannon in a 4-inch scale. We've got Deluxe Groon and Mumm-ra in his ever-living form with cool wings and stuff in a deluxe form. The next wave is supposedly a new, if I remember right, a new Panthro, a new Lion-O, Claudus, and ever-living Mumm-ra. So for those of you that didn't pick up the deluxe toy, you will get another shot at Ever-Living Mumm-ra. He just doesn't have really cool opening wings that you'll take a look at when I review that. So the 4-inch line is getting a lot more figures and a lot more representation of characters. So if you are a quantity over quality kind of person, then the 4-inch line is perfect for you. However, if you want a really fun, really posable, good-looking toy, then you might want to look into the 6-inch line. I haven't purchased any of them yet, but currently Lino, Panthro, and mumm-ra the Ever-Living are available. And the next wave is to bring in Cheetara, which looks absolutely fantastic. A lot better than this toy. And Tygra, which also looks really fantastic. So you'll have the lineup of the main 4 Thundercats, plus mumm-ra in the 6-inch scale. So if you want a really good toy, I recommend the 6-inch scale over the 4-inch scale. But if you're looking more for cute little display pieces that you can amass a nice representation of a lot of characters from the universe, then I'd probably stick to the 4-inch line, just because it does have really cool vehicles and stuff too. So for collectors, I would say go for the 6-inch. For kids, I would say go for the 4-inch. I will be reviewing the 6 inches eventually. I just have to go purchase them. I was kind of waiting for a sale, and the sale never happened. So such is life. So I do recommend them. I do like them. Thundercats is a great show. If you haven't watched it, do check it out. Particularly if you were a fan of the 80s cartoon. I really love this update. It adds a lot to the show and a lot to the series. And overall, great toys. All things considered, looking at you guys over here, you guys suck. Regardless, you can check out ShukenShobi.com for all these updates on my reviews. And of course, check out RioStrangeRambles.com for all these tokusatsu news in the craziest way possible. So take care and have a great one. Bye.